Roman Reigns is already being set for some major plans for 2025, so we'll see what that's about. We'll also check out the latest with the Mysterios, Jake Paul, and more. Starting things off with the rumored big plans for Roman Reigns that directly follows up some of the previous reports that have been coming out in recent weeks. It was not that long ago where reports were going around claiming that Netflix allegedly wanted Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and CM Punk on the WWE brand that airs on their platform, which of course is Monday Night Raw. And now there's been a big update to at least the Roman Reigns side of that Netflix request. WrestleVotes reports on Backstage Pass that Netflix will get their request for Roman Reigns on Raw to open up 2025. Roman Reigns is confirmed to appear on the Raw Netflix premiere on January 6, 2025. But according to this report, it will not be a one-off appearance for Roman Reigns on Raw. WrestleVotes claims that Roman Reigns will make multiple regular appearances on Monday Night Raw to open up the new year. He claims that Roman may even be a regular appearing superstar on Raw all the way throughout the road to WrestleMania 41. So that's some big news and means big things, especially for Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline. That means their story will be advancing and progressing twice a week now on both Raw and SmackDown. And we've basically been seeing that take place over the last few weeks here already for the Bloodline story. It's been advancing in big ways through both Raw and SmackDown. The only difference is that Roman Reigns himself has not been a part of the story progression that's been going on over at Raw. He's only been seen at SmackDown recently. But it looks like that'll all set to change with the shift over to Netflix in 2025, where Roman Reigns, we assume, will be a co-branded superstar that can appear on both brands. This recent report about Roman Reigns appearing regularly on Raw to open up 2025 had also made the community wonder about another big question, and that's the question of, is the brand split fully over with and eliminated completely? Well, if you look at the last few weeks of WWE television, your answer to that question is easily by far yes. The brand split is currently non-existent. WWE superstars have been running wild and appearing on whatever shows they want in recent weeks, with their 2024 WWE draft status no longer having any actual real meaning. Some fans don't mind it, while other fans are a little bit annoyed by that action because the draft is built up every year as a must-see event. They put all this meaning and significance behind being the #1 draft pick and being a high draft pick. But all that meaning and purpose with the draft and the draft order flies out the window when the brand split is forgotten about 6 months after the draft happens. So it's a situation that can get a bit unclear and messy because no one knows if the brand split is in full effect or if we're supposed to wipe our memories clean of the 2024 WWE draft. It's very unclear how the brand split works in current day. It feels like they just turn it on and off whenever they want. So as a viewer, it can make your head spin and be hard to follow at times. So it looks like some of those concerns will carry into the opening months of 2025, but it's understandable because it's the beginning of streaming for Raw after all. So it's gonna have all the big stars and truly be treated like a flagship show again. Another new report from Fightful Selects claims that despite the current messy state of the brand split, they claim that the brand split will still be around and that Raw and SmackDown will still have their exclusive superstars. So that entire situation remains a bit confusing, and we'll have to see if there'll be a WWE draft in 2025, or if they'll keep things going with how it currently is. But one thing is for certain out of this entire situation, and that's the fact that we can expect to see multiple Raw appearances from Roman Reigns in the opening months of 2025. Rey Mysterio recently appeared on a Cheap Heat podcast with Peter Rosenberg, and he opened up about what's going on with both of his kids, Dominik and Aalyah. The entire Mysterio family was on WWE television in active storylines back in the Thunderdome era, even including a 19-year-old Aalyah Mysterio at the time. That was reportedly impressing a lot of people backstage with her on-screen work. Aalyah Mysterio jumped onto WWE television during the Thunderdome era with absolutely zero prior acting experience and just took off and became a part of several big storylines. This led fans to assuming that at the time, Aalyah was getting the itch to follow in her father and brother's footsteps to join the wrestling industry, but that did not happen. In this interview with Peter Rosenberg, Rey explained that Aalyah still loves wrestling as much as Dominik does, but that Aalyah decided to stick with her studies and is now actively on the way of pursuing a career in the medical field. Rey Mysterio also spoke about Dominik Mysterio in the interview. Rey admitted that back in 2022, with Dominik's initial heel turn, Rey did have some bad thoughts that maybe it was too soon for a heel turn for Dominik, and how he feared things could go wrong there. But Rey said he was completely wrong about that feeling and acknowledged all the success and growth Dominik has achieved over these last few years. Rey says he feels an immense amount of gratitude and how much he enjoys watching Dominik in the ring. As far as on screen though, Rey Mysterio did say that it's probably going to be hard for them to reunite together. Rey says he's open to it, but that Dominik would have to be the one that comes back over to squash things with Rey. The idea of seeing a Rey and Dominik reunion does seem pretty impossible to think about, given their story with each other. But then again, look at how Roman Reigns and the original Bloodline members overcame all their prior issues. So as it's been said many times before, never say never. Cathy Kelley is one of the most popular faces in the world for being a backstage reporter and journalist on WWE television. Cathy's current role on television is to get the best inside scoop she can from the superstars backstage. But during a recent appearance on Before the Bell, Cathy Kelley said that she could see her character and role evolving in WWE. Cathy said she'd be willing to be a manager for someone if the pairing was right. She said even if it's in the immediate future or 10 years from now, it's something she would really love to do. Cathy also said that she sees herself involved in WWE and the wrestling industry for the rest of her career. So lots of big reveals there from Cathy. She does not see herself leaving the industry at all and would love to play a bigger role as time goes on. Seeing Cathy as a manager would be pretty interesting, because she'll have to tap into different ranges and tones that she's not tapped into before on WWE television as a backstage reporter. So that new role would give Cathy Kelley the opportunity to put all her skills on display. Logan Paul's brother, Jake Paul, has been in the headlines recently involving WWE. During a recent appearance on Logan's podcast, Jake Paul said that he could see himself in WWE one day alongside his brother, but more in a crazy manager and sidekick sort of role. Jake Paul said he would love to be Logan Paul's Paul Heyman. And only a few days after Jake Paul made that statement, WrestleVotes reports that there's some alleged interest in having Jake Paul appear at a 2025 WWE Premium Live event. Jake Paul is obviously coming off a historic major event with Netflix, involving his boxing match against Mike Tyson. And obviously, Netflix and WWE are in business now, so maybe it could be Netflix that tries to push Jake Paul and WWE into a collaboration. WWE already has Logan Paul under contract as well, so there's a lot of mutual connections and relationships here that could make this appearance happen for sure. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.